Take one.
People who say that this isn't any business of the President of the United States.
Hi guys, welcome back to 20-somethings podcast. I'm your host Desiree, and I'm joined with
Colette.
And today we're going to be talking about some stuff that I found on the internet today, because it's been very interesting.
Very interesting.
But before that, I'm going to go ahead and get into the fact for the day. So do you know how loud humans can hear?
Loud?
Yeah.
Like, dealing with what measurement?
Like decibels.
Decibels. No, not a metric.
Okay, so the average person can hear sounds down to about 0 decibels, which is the sound of leaves rustling.
Wow.
I know. Isn't that weird?
I feel like that's like
loud.
Not that quiet.
Exactly. 0 is very interesting. Some people with very good hearing can hear sounds down to negative 15 decibels. If a sound reaches 85 decibels or stronger, it can cause permanent damage to your hearing.
Like a bomb.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's very true.
My answer was going to be slightly quieter than a bomb.
Quieter
but
than
I
a
didn't
bomb.
know what number that was.
I guess 85.
Yeah, 84.
84.5.
Yeah.
So I saw this video. It raised a very good question, or discussion rather. What she captioned it was me explaining to my friend why the go back until you hate the method is draining but worth it. And I was talking to Colette about it, and she was like, I'm going to give my take when we go live. And I just found that very interesting because I've done it before, but why do we do that?
Yeah, so I just didn't want to say anything because I feel like I don't have much to say about it, because I personally don't feel like I've been in that situation. I almost was, and I caught myself, and I was like, don't do this because you're going to be looking dumb. But now I'm in a very happy relationship. But yeah, I feel like a lot of people do kind of go that way because it's like, as much as it's not, they think it's the easy route. They're like, we've already gone down this road. Depending on how long the relationship is gone, a lot of people don't really want to give that up. It's a sense of security for a lot of people. And just the thought of like having to start over again, So I think a lot of people kind of convince themselves, I was so comfortable with this person, even if things went to shit, I'm going to take them back. And it's really not easy because although it might be easy, like, they're right there or, you guys have history, so it's easy to just kind of open that back up again. They're probably still not a good match for you. So it's really not the easy way. It's just making everything worse.
I learned the hard way, but like, I guess I didn't really hate them because I feel like hate is a strong word. I really disliked the actions they were doing. And I started asking why I was subjecting myself to their behavior, but also mine, because they're affecting my behavior too, and I'm in control of my behavior. So it's like, why would I be around this person that's affecting my behavior and the way I react when I can choose not to do that?
I just don't think you should force a relationship to the point of like you hate this person. It's like it either works or it doesn't, and you should not force it to the point of hating it.
Yeah. I think it's dangerous to have that mindset too.
End it or don't.
Yeah.
Don't keep going back, because if it ends to the point where it's like you guys are done,
just be done.
Just be done. Don't. Yeah. If she really does matter, or he, whatever, you guys would stick through it.
That's like a lot of emotional turmoil.
It is a lot of effort for like probably no reward.
Yeah, the same. You're doing the same thing to get the same outcome.
You would be better off just starting new.
I guess
if it's going down that road.
I guess I can see the other side to where it's like people might do that because it'll be easier to like break it off. I guess like remove yourself from that situation.
Easier to break it off because you're like, now I hate you.
Yeah, because like breakups are hard. Like someone might be so in love with you, but they're not right for you, and you probably don't want to break up with them just for that level of comfort you're in.
Maybe you don't have the control to stop yourself from going back to them until you're like, for sure, you're like, this is bad. But
Maybe it is.
I wouldn't take it that far personally. I would just be, if we don't work out, on to the next. I'm not going to just keep trying.
That's
especially if it was gotten to the point where it's over, like just don't. It ended for a reason.
I like the analogy, like you can't beat a dead horse.
It's it's weird to think of, but yes.
Yeah, like if you can't, it is weird to think of.
You can't beat why are we beating it? I don't,
like, we really shouldn't beat a dead horse. You probably can, but you should not.
That's really sad.
It is really sad. But I wonder where that analogy came from, actually. Where did we get that?
No answer.
Okay, no comment. Moving on. I just think that method can be dangerous, and also you shouldn't want to do that method. I know it's relatable. It can be relatable, but is it really the healthiest? No.
I don't think I feel like it's relatable because people see it on social media and then they're like, oh, people do this. It's okay for me to be this type of person, but no.
Exactly. Well, I'm like, that's really dangerous to have that mindset because especially when you're putting it out on the internet. I can understand where you're coming from, but that's not going to make you grow at the end of the day.
Definitely not.
That you're just going to have in your own perception that I kept going back and going back. But the thing is, you're not looking at your own actions. Why did you keep going back until you hated that person? What did they do to make you hate them? Outside of your control.
It's hard to tell because I think a lot of people have different answers. But it could boil down to, like I said, security. Like they don't want to give up what they already had going on.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are like, oh, well, I was so close to getting married. Let me just...
Oh
or I was
God.
so close to, like, I want a baby.
That's, like, really scary, actually. Bro, that's, like, one of my fears. Like, that's so scary.
Like, just don't view someone as, like, your checkbox.
That's
for
good.
Your,
I'd say, like, now that I view partners or the people I date, like, I'm comfortable being single, but if you're an additive in my life, like, that's a plus.
Right.
Like, it's not a need.
That's what it comes down to. Security, and then also you're insecure because you're not okay with the thought of being alone. So maybe you want to keep that person around even if they're not good for you. I caught myself.
I'm glad you caught yourself. How long was it going on before you caught yourself?
This is my boyfriend in the beginning of college, and we broke up, and then I was kind of like, oh, I pretty much only really dated this guy, which I realized in hindsight, because I wanted a boyfriend at the time, not because it was a good relationship at all, really. And I didn't realize it until I was out, which is always how it goes. But I knew I didn't want to, like, get back with him, but he was a guy who's like, I always stay in touch with my exes, and I was like, I'm not that person. And so I was kind of conflicted between those two.
If a guy says that, red flag, run away.
It's weird.
Run away.
It's weird unless it's like you guys maybe dated in high school or something. It really doesn't matter, But
or like at least I feel like if you guys break up, you need to have that no contact rule for a certain amount of time at least.
I think it's a preference thing, but personally, that's a no for me. No.
I'm cool with some exes. We don't talk though. They're just like on my social media, but that's about it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna go out my way to
reach out to you. There are always exceptions, but if it was a serious relationship, I don't want you talking to that person.
No.
That is
weird. I agree with you with that.
Like, let's close that off. Let's not have that.
Why are you still friends with your ex for 3 years? 3 years. You're still friends with them?
Yeah, no. Yeah. I'm uncomfy.
Plucked.
Like, right.
No. Guys, we're going to get into the Reddit stories because that's what I'm reading. So why not? Am I the asshole for getting mad at when girls show up on my boyfriend's TikTok/Twitter feed? At face value, what do you think?
Yes. I don't really get that concept of girls being like, okay, what's I feel like it has to do with what, first of all, the girl is doing. if it's like some OnlyFans promo stuff and it's showing up on his For You page, maybe that's a little bit weird. But I wouldn't
actually wouldn't
think
be
anything
shocked
of
on
it
Twitter
until it was like a very consistent thing.
Mm.
I wouldn't be just like off the bat like, oh my god, you're looking into these girls, oh my god, what are you doing? Like, because stuff like that shows up even on my phone.
I'm wondering
So-
like if it's the actual For You page or
Yeah,
just
that's what I wonder.
his following, because she just said feed.
If it's following and I see that, I'm like,
Little
is it just an ad?
Yeah, a little concerned.
Or are you actually following this entire account?
Right.
You know, because I've also seen meme accounts will post like an OnlyFans for, you know.
For shits and giggles.
So then I'll just be like, it really depends. I feel like I can't give an answer.
Okay, let's get on with the issue then. I, 23 female, have been dating my boyfriend, 23 male, for over 2 years now. We don't have many issues, but this has been bothering me a lot, and I'm embarrassed to tell my friends. Many times now, when I've seen my boyfriend scrolling on TikTok or Twitter, there have been videos/pictures of girls that are pretty but explicit. On Twitter, once I saw pretty much a naked girl, and on TikTok, once it was a close-up video of a girl twerking. She looked like she could have been in high school. Those are some of the worst examples, but there's been many other times it's been happening, and it's been happening for a long time. When he notices that I see it, he usually scrolls past it really fast and hopes I don't call him out. But I do, and he says he can't control that shows up on his feed and gets pretty upset and defensive. He says he doesn't follow the accounts that he posts, and it just shows up on his feed when he scrolls. Which is true, I checked who he follows, and he doesn't follow any girl accounts other than the ones he knows. But girls twerking never shows up on my TikTok feed, so he must be looking it up, right? Or is this something that just shows up and he can't control the algorithm? It's just honestly embarrassing because if someone saw that on his phone other than me, I'd be mortified. Side note, I've communicated to him in the past. I don't really care if he watches porn. I just don't want to know about it. But if stuff showed up on his phone, what? But if stuff showed up on his phone in public, it would gross me out. Am I the asshole for being mad about this? I don't know how to handle this or what to do. Bro, this is so stupid.
That's very contradicting.
What do you mean you're okay with him watching porn and don't want to know anything about it? But then he says that he can't control his feed. Like if he's not following the girls, what's the issue?
I think the fact that she looked into it and he was like, I'm not following these people, I think it should be done at that point. Like, okay, it really is just some algorithm, or it really comes down to if you trust that person, you know?
Yeah, I think
if you trust them, then move on. If you don't, then continue to let that eat you alive.
I don't know if it was her friends that's been in her ear or what, or this is just such a, it's so minuscule of an argument. And if I was the boyfriend, I would feel some type of way.
If you're okay with him watching porn, which is worse than what she's talking about, even if you don't want to see it happening, you're probably going to see it happening if you are living with this person from time to time. So if you're telling him it's okay, then you shouldn't act like it's a problem.
Ooh, you're so right.
That's very contradicting to me. Like,
That's
you're allowing it to happen, but then if you see it, it's not okay. But
I actually believe the Twitter thing, because on Twitter you could just be scrolling and there would be some videos on there.
I don't even go on Twitter like that, so I don't know.
I remember, like, my Twitter's not really like that, but I remember just going in the comments and someone just link it, and it would be like a full-on text video.
Ew.
Yeah. So I believe
these bots are
that
crazy.
has though. But I believe her when she's like, yeah, I seen a naked girl in there. But the thing is, that's Twitter, bro. Like,
and I'm sure they would all be doing the same thing if they could. Instagram, all these bots are just crazy.
Exactly. Even Instagram's getting kind of free with that. Like, I've seen full-on titties on there.
That's true.
They should really not allow kids to be on there. I don't know why the app is like 13 plus.
They should restrict certain accounts.
They need to just make the age like 17 plus.
Right.
But
I don't think kids would be a fan of that.
No, they won't.
Now that they have it.
No.
Throw a fit.
I'm not letting my daughter have to.
No.
I'm not letting my daughter have nothing.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, that's a whole nother story.
Bro, honestly, I'm a little nervous to see where social media goes by the time she's old enough to have social media.
I can't imagine it being worse.
It's gonna be so
And
much worse.
I know that it somehow will get worse, but I can't imagine it being
I think it'll be
worse.
getting hard. It will be harder to restrict, because she'll have her friends. Like, she's gonna see social media regardless. I can't control that.
Yes. A whole mess.
Oh my god. You know what? I'm giving myself anxiety. We'll come back to that 13 years from now.
No, we need another one. Let's forget about that.
That's crazy. But yeah, she's the asshole. I didn't take any pictures of the comments because I just like firsthand saw this and I was like, this girl is crazy. What?
Yes, that is kind of hypocritical.
You might get upset with this.
I'm gonna get upset?
You might. Because I was a little irritated reading this.
Okay.
I wasn't upset, but I was like, bro, are you serious? Okay. Am I the asshole for wanting to leave my wife because she had a go bad? Oh, what?
She had a what?
Let me repeat that. I just like stumbled my words. Am I the asshole for wanting to leave my wife because she had a go bag?
Say it one more time.
Am I the asshole for wanting to leave my wife because she had a go bag?
So like a bag ready to leave? We need to read more. I have no... I don't understand.
Okay. My wife and I have been together for 5 years now. We have a 2-year-old and we were planning to expand our family. I decided to tidy up my wife's closet because there was a mold problem in the garage, and I decided to inspect the whole house. There I found a gym bag with clothes, some dry fruits, some tampons, and like $1,000. I asked my wife about it and her face suddenly lost its color. At first, she told me that it was just an emergency bag in case we were hit by an earthquake or something. I asked her why she hid it from me then. After a bit of back and forth, she sheepishly confessed that it's a go bag. Basically, women who need to flee their abusers are told to keep a go bag with all essential supplies like money and clothes and stuff. I asked her why exactly does she ever feel the need to do this? I've never even talked to her in a loud voice. We barely have arguments. Why does she think that I'm going to become an abuser? She said that she's not saying I'm an abuser. She just wanted to do it for the peace of mind. I don't buy her excuse. I don't think she trusts me. Otherwise, she wouldn't have to go so far. I took some days to mull it over, and I've come to the conclusion that I can't be with a woman who can't trust me and who sees me as an abuser. I asked her for separation and told her that I can't be with a woman who does not trust me. I believe trust is the foundation of a relationship, and if she doesn't... Oh, shit. Hold on. I lost my place. And if she doesn't trust me, then it's better we part ways. Now she is making excuses that she read too many mommy forums and let herself be influenced by them. She showed me the forums where they discuss go bags and how every woman should have one. I get the logic, but I can't stay with a woman who does not trust me to know that she never needed to do such a thing. I agreed to take some more time to think about it, but I think the divorce will let her find a man she trusts to not be an abuser because she does not trust me. Edit. I would like to address common things here. Statistics should not be applied to individual cases. This kind of thinking leads to racial... What? I did not read this part. Hold on. Statistics should not be applied to individual cases. This kind of thinking leads to racial profiling of African Americans by unfair law enforcement. What is that?
What is even happening right now?
Okay, what? Statistics does not indicate individuals, and I believe that every individual has the right not to be seen as part of a group and have statistics applied to them blindly. No, she does not have a history of an abusive relationship.
If they had had a conversation and he was like, I want you to get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
And
it would have been different.
You know? I want to make you feel secure. What is missing to make you feel that way?
Or maybe he could have made one himself.
I guess,
but they got a 2-year-old together. The thing is, I feel like even in a marriage, you should have separate things because you never know what could happen. Like, even if it's not abusive, I feel like you should still have your own money set aside for for emergencies.
Right.
Or but I think the go bag is not wrong.
I don't think it's wrong. I just think that you have to think about how that's going to be perceived. Mm-hmm. And I think it's valid for him to be like, what the fuck? I think she got a little too carried away with her research and stuff like that. And I
Yeah.
think if anything, she should have just like been like, okay, I'll keep that in mind. Like, let me bookmark this in case something happens. But let me not go ahead and make this like it's actually something that I'm dealing with.
I could understand it because I've been pregnant before.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's like not uncommon to like just be aware of these things
Mhm.
because domestic violence increases when a person is pregnant, no matter if like the
Wow.
person was violent before or not. Actually, a lot of cases claim that when the person became pregnant, that's when the violence started.
Oh my gosh, really?
So that's when
That's
she brought up the mommy forums, I can understand like maybe she got a little anxiety about it. Maybe that gave her a peace of mind just to put a few clothes away and save $1,000 to her side.
It's tough. I think.
But like, I do think he's right to. I think he's valid in how he feels because no one wants to be perceived as an abuser. And she didn't say that she was an abuser. She just said like this is where she got the idea from, and that it went to her head.
I think he took it a little too far to say, this is me drawing the line.
Yeah.
I'm disgusted that you did this when she's trying to be prepared.
Yeah.
But I think also it's really important to be aware of your behavior in a relationship because it always affects the other person. Mm-hmm. So you have to, I think if she had realized a little bit, like, what is this going to mean if he discovers this? I think she was probably like, he'll just never find it.
I think maybe if she discussed it with him before she did it, he probably wouldn't have a problem with it, or maybe he could have eliminated some of the feelings that she was feeling. But even if she wanted to go ahead and do it and he didn't agree with it, I feel like that shouldn't be a problem either.
I feel like they could have handled the conversation better. Yeah. And I don't think it could have ended, or I don't think it should have ended with them breaking up.
That's so drastic.
Right.
A divorce?
Yeah.
Honestly, when I read this, I was like, okay, I get it, but like you're low-key doing her a favor because I would not want my partner.
Yeah,
like
he's like so quick to.
Like that's really fast.
Yeah.
And they have a 2-year-old together. Like,
Yes.
did you even take in consideration like of your child?
That is, yeah, it's not good. Too much.
I honestly, you might be doing her a favor.
I agree. But
maybe that to go back was foreshadow.
Yeah. It's so hard to tell because everyone has different boundaries. Everyone has different emotions that maybe they don't want to compromise. So it's really hard to
I feel like it was irrational.
Yes or no. Yeah. I think it was too. I think they're both in the wrong though. And I think that they would have been able to, if communicating right, like move on from it.
Yeah, I think she should have communicated from the start, but I don't think that's a I need to divorce you type of situation. Like,
definitely not.
Because he described that her eyes widen or like or color dropped from her face or something. I was thinking maybe she forgot about it.
Yeah.
Like, what if she just forgot about it and was like, oh shit, I don't remember that.
She could. You never know. That's why it's really just impossible. Unless you're really in the relationship yourself.
Yeah. A lot of people in the comments was like, why were you going through her closet? I guess they got separate closets. I didn't think that was really that deep.
Yeah.
But
he was doing work. That's what he said. Like, that's the reason why.
They're trying to make
he was trying to clean something out.
Yeah, they're trying to make it seem like he was going through her stuff. But I was like,
no,
reaching. You're reaching.
What else do we have?
The comments said that I told my husband about this story. He asked if I knew where our to-go bags are. I said no. And now I know that we have 2 to-go bags in the back of the closet. So someone in the comments.
Someone else said that.
Yeah, someone else. They asked their husband about this story. And the husband already had 2 to-go bags prepared in the back of the closet without, I guess, her knowing.
2, as in both of them. Mm-hmm. Like, one for him, one for her?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then that's different.
That's what I was saying. Like, why don't, like, why don't you make one too? If it
Yeah. I'm thinking that comment is like they have to-go bags for like an emergency, actually. Like they are handling.
yeah.
They are facing something that they have to leave.
But even if the relationship failed or they had to flee or something, it's shit. It'll be nice knowing that I still got that to-go bag.
Yeah. Me, I would just not be that prepared. I would just be like, I'll just grab
Grab what I need. Like,
I'm not planning that far ahead. I'm gonna probably need the bag that's got the stuff in it anyway.
I definitely want to have like a bag prepared in my trunk, like just with my essentials and clothes. But then I would have one for my daughter too.
Yeah,
Like, I never know.
that's sweet.
But yeah, I've definitely thought of a to-go bag. Just I don't really have an issue with this. I think it gives me comfort that I'm secure. Maybe it's like a security thing for people.
Yes. That was gross. Yes, yes. That was like a little whisper.
I should put an edit over that.
Just like blow it up.
Yes.
Make it super loud.
They're gonna be like,
Ew.
what the fuck was that? Am I the asshole for breaking up with my best friend after she cheated on her boyfriend?
Wow. That's a hard one too.
Oh shit! I gave you a hard one.
I don't know why I am always like such a gray, not black and white, you know?
Same.
I'm always like, it's situational.
I think it's
So-
situational too, but for me to break up with a friend who cheated on her boyfriend, she has to do like some terrible stuff.
I think it depends, because if the best friend who was with the guy, if her best friend was also friends with him, and
Ooh,
it's
that's a
like
good
she's
one.
like doing it out of respect for the guy because they're friends.
Oh, I see.
We'll see though.
I like that
Let's
one.
read more.
I, 26 female, have known my bestie, 28 female, for 5 years. She had been there for every major life event for the past 5 years. For that, I will always love her. She's a kind of a wild one. She doesn't have any kids, so she goes out whenever and does whatever. One day, we went out for lunch, and she was telling me about her boyfriend. We were just talking like how best friends do. Sometime down the line, we had a night out. There was a guy and his friends who kept buying us drinks. Eventually, they came over to us, and I was telling him that I had a boyfriend. I looked over to my best friend, and she was flirting with him. I pulled her aside and reminded her that she wasn't single. She blew me off and ended up going off with both guys, leaving me at the club.
Oh, no.
Yo, both guys.
That is ratchet.
Damn. She got some skill, first of all.
I guess, but wow.
I told her it wasn't necessarily that she left me at the club, but she has no loyalty. She asked what I meant, and I reminded her what happened yesterday. Then she said I was
Reminded her.
Then she said I was slut-shaming her, and I explained to her that loyalty is loyalty. She said I was overreacting and that I was an asshole. I don't think I did anything wrong, but I have to know. Am I the asshole?
Okay, no.
You better tell her
She's
boyfriend.
being crazy, because as a best friend, you need to be looking out for your girl. And
oh my God, what if you like got killed? Like, this girl has no alarms.
no.
Like, take the cheating aside. That is so dangerous. 2 men, let alone 1, is dangerous enough, but 2, like, you could have been in a body bag.
People do that shit all the time, but cannot relate.
I don't want to
Cannot
relate
relate.
to that.
And
I would never leave my friend in the
No.
club either.
no.
Like, if I came with you, girl, I'm leaving with you. Like, I
Right.
want to make sure you get home safe.
Yeah. I'm speechless, because
I think this will be a deal breaker for me, for a friend.
I think it's not about the fact that she did that. It was more about her reaction, and she's like doesn't want to admit reality. Like,
Yeah.
you did cheat on someone, and as a best friend, she should be like, yo, you shouldn't do that,
Yeah. I think
at the very least.
I think good friends call you out on your bullshit.
Right.
And so, but like, if you're not going to take it at that and then tell me that I'm slut shaming you, I beg your pardon, but you are doing slutty activities, ma'am.
Yeah, that was. Yeah. Like, be aware.
Like, it's okay what you're doing, but don't drag an innocent person into your bullshit, which is your boyfriend.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I wonder if she told her, if the best friend told the boyfriend, like, hey, I was literally with her and she.
I don't think she said anything to the boyfriend yet. I think she just wanted to cut off the friendship. But I would have told the boyfriend.
I just think that is very telling of her character.
Yeah.
So I probably would have done the same too.
Yeah.
I would have just been disgusted.
Same.
I would have been like, I don't respect you anymore.
Because honestly, the way I look at it, if you could do that to your partner, what can you do to me?
Yeah.
Like, I don't have friends like that, and I would never have friends like that.
And also just your values are fucked up. And
Yeah.
I don't want to have a friend that is like that.
Yeah, your morals do not align at all. I would have a guilty conscience, honestly.
Yeah.
I'd feel so bad. And I would be pissed at her for subjecting me to that. I'd be like, why did you let me witness this shit?
That is just such a mess. People just be doing whatever.
One in the comments said, I would have said to her, even sluts know that cheating is wrong.
Yes. Yes, that part.
I had to like that one.
Like, at least own it.
Right?
At least be aware of what you're doing.
Some people call themselves sluts because they own it. But, like, babes, 2 guys? Ain't you got a boyfriend?
What's your boyfriend doing?
Word.
Why are you not going to see him after the club?
Word. Because, like, word.
Right?
Matter of fact, word. Because if
Like, she really must have just been that fucked up or something.
If I'm getting drunk with my friend, either way, when you're drunk, you're still unaware. Like,
yeah.
I feel like the excuse of you cheating while drunk is so cheap. Like, you know, you're aware. No, you definitely cheated. Like,
No, yeah. I mean, it's like the being drunk fuels the feeling and like the wanting to like do something with someone, but then
but you still have that
you
choice.
still have to be like, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
And I don't care. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm not messing with that because if anything, me being drunk would have wanted me to go back to my boyfriend more.
Side eye. Oh no.
Wow. Am I the asshole for not punishing our son after he helped hospitalize a racist student at his school? First of all,
he what? Helped hospitalize?
A racist person at their school.
Let me see this.
I think you should read it. I'm gonna let you read it.
Okay. My husband and I have 2 children. This relates to the oldest, who's 15. There's another boy who he shares a couple classes with who's awful. He calls kids slurs, writes them on desks in their notebooks, not to mention pushes around some of the kids who aren't white. We've gotten the school involved multiple times, but the worst he got was a 2-day suspension. After a while, the school got sick of our complaints and started ignoring them. Awesome. The kids took matters into their own hands. Apparently, he shoved a girl into her locker, and her friend or boyfriend started fighting him. Eventually, something like half a dozen or more were on him, and it took multiple teachers showing up to drag them off. A few of the kids got away. The school cameras are awful, and the bully ended up in the ICU. The night after, our son told us he was one of the kids who got away. Apparently, he was as sick of him as the rest and got involved. In the end, with how much of a racist bully he was, I didn't want to punish our son for teaching him a lesson. My husband disagrees, considering how badly the boy was beat.
Considering how badly he was beaten, I feel like you need to punish your son. I don't care, like, the ICU is serious.
The kid definitely deserved to get beaten up, but not to the extent
Not to that
of like
extent.
yeah. And
'Cause, like,
I think as a parent you should teach someone to not just get involved in something because other people are doing it.
Yeah, you shouldn't encourage this, because if he doesn't get punished for this, he's gonna take that and be like, well, I didn't get punished for it.
Yeah, that's gonna be a developing nightmare.
Especially as a teenage boy.
Yeah,
That's a nightmare.
No.
Oh my God. Yeah, no,
horrible situation, but
I feel like if he was just in the hospital and wasn't in the ICU, it would have been different. But he's in the ICU. He must have got like
yeah, that's bad.
badly beaten. Like I'm imagining this boy like just laying on a table with
He's gonna learn his
a
lesson though.
tube down his throat.
But
Definitely. But you still need to get punished.
yeah, no, definitely.
You should, if you didn't want to be punished, you shouldn't have got involved.
It's just the principle of it. I feel like as a parent, you just have to kind of. He can't just.
This was 3 hours ago.
Oh wow.
This is current.
Fresh.
I wonder if we're gonna hear this on the news.
Yeah, that definitely seems like a story on the news.
Oh my god, if this gets on the news, that's gonna be crazy. She should delete this post. Cause like
I saw that comment.
she needs to. Even if my son was racist, like let's just come from a parent standpoint. I'ma still try to press charges because you put my son in the hospital. If that kid ends up disabled or God forbid he dies, whether or not he was racist, your son is on the hook for that. Furthermore, if it's discovered your kid was involved, this post will be used as evidence.
Yeah, I don't think that way, but now that I'm reading that, I'm like, yeah, she probably shouldn't have done that.
I won't say you're the asshole, but you're making bad parenting choices. Your child was 15. This situation requires careful handling to make sure your son understands that he was the cause. The cause was good, but the method was wrong. And carrying violence as a method of conflict resolution into adulthood could have severe, lifelong consequences for him,
Right.
including
Like what we said.
incarceration, loss of abilities to travel and work, and many other things. Punishment should be considered carefully, but focusing on counseling and maybe some community service / volunteer work is the way to go. Yeah. And someone said, as a person of color individual, I agree with this. Violence in self-defense or to defend others is warranted, but this kind of goes beyond that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
We actually had a situation at my school where my math teacher fought this white racist kid.
Math teacher. Wow. And then he got
And-
fired?
He actually resigned. He was able to get another job. I was actually surprised.
Wow.
But a lot of people was on his side because this kid has been a known racist. He would call us slurs in the hallways. He just didn't care. Like, he'll say the N-word with the ER type shit. Yeah.
And so what happened where the teacher just...
I guess he didn't want to do his schoolwork, and he came up to him on his desk. I think what started it is because he spat at him. And
that is a trigger.
I think that's where like he lost his cool because he was like, this little boy just spit at me. I was in 10th grade, so we're probably about 15,
my God.
same age. So they like tussled a little bit or whatever, but he wasn't really inflicting harm on him. He just the little boy. He was shorter than me. That's why I'm calling him a little boy. He was throwing books at my teacher, and it was just. But he wasn't. But the aim was off. Like it was not going nowhere.
Nowhere. But wow. No. If someone spits at me, it's over.
That's
I'm
what
not
saying.
considering anything. I'm fighting you.
And like, I'm not sure if we had complaints. Like, I'm surprised he didn't get his ass beat before the teacher beat his butt. I'm being honest.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
He had it coming.
Yeah, he did have it coming, but again, he did not end up in the hospital. Charges were not pressed. Like, I think they were dropped actually,
Oh,
because I'm pretty sure he instigated it. But
horrible.
the school really dropped the ball on this one too.
The child needs to have some sort of suspension or something.
More than suspension, like, you need to figure out what the hell's going on in the child's home. Like,
Yeah.
why is that little boy so angry?
Get some family therapy. I wonder if there was a way
Something.
that the school could like
Recommend it?
provide some sort of like, hey, you need to do this now as a result of what's happened. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Not good with legalities, things like that. But definitely
Yeah, to ignore the concerns.
the school should have some sort of involvement.
Yeah. I think they dropped the ball on ignoring the concerns of the parents. Because, honestly, you hear that in, every fucking case. School's always doing that. But maybe their hands are just tied. I don't think you can like force a kid to do something.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely, I don't know. I think as a certain point, you need to like be expelled. Like, who knows if your son now is going to be expelled from that school?
I would understand if all of those kids
Got expelled.
I just
Yeah.
feel like they would have to be separated.
Yeah, they need to. That's while again, it's for the right cause. Cool. Like, don't be racist, but poor execution.
Right.
Like, honestly, I've been called multiple slurs in the book of my life, but I'm not gonna wish death on you or harm on you. I'm not gonna put harm on you.
Mm.
Like, I just don't care. You don't affect my life to the point where I have to do that.
Mm.
Okay, one last story, because what?
You just found this?
Yeah, I just found this. Okay, here's the last story, guys. Am I the asshole for not kissing my boyfriend so he'll get my inhaler?
What?
I have no idea. I, 27 female, just had COVID last week. I've had some ongoing issues even after the testing negative, and it's been hard to breathe. I don't normally use an inhaler in everyday life, but since I've been sick, I've used it more frequently to be able to take a good breath. Last night, I was sitting on the couch with my boyfriend, 29 male, and was visibly having trouble getting a good breath. We have a very playful relationship, usually. And under normal circumstances, this wouldn't have been a big deal. I sat up and he asked me if I was okay. I said I felt like I couldn't breathe. I asked him to please hand me my cup on the side next to him, and he grabbed it and faked like he was going to give it to me and then pulled back. He said, "What are you going to give me for it?" Playfully, I said, "I'm not going to give you nothing. Go get my inhaler," and kind of laughed that off, but in an asking, joking way, because I did need it. He still wouldn't hand me my cup at this point until I said more sternly, "Hand it to me." So he should have known I was serious by now, but he said, "Do you really need it? Do you even have it?" What the fuck? About my inhaler. I wasn't surprised that he thought maybe I was kidding around still, but I said, "Yeah, I do. It's in my truck." So there's no mistaking I did want to use it because I couldn't breathe. He says, "I'll go get it for you if you give me a kiss." I said, "You go get it for me because I'll give you a kiss when you come back." We went back and forth for a minute. Bro, why didn't you just get up and go get it? Okay.
Right.
We went back and forth for a minute because I didn't want to kiss him, so he will get my inhaler. I felt that was unfair and
so
immature. Especially when he knew at this point I actually needed it. We started as a flirtatious joke, just kept going, and I was more and more frustrated that he only agreed to get my meds on a contingency of a kiss and adamantly refused otherwise. I don't want to make it sound like I was dying. I wasn't, but I was uncomfortable and couldn't get a deep breath. So I just got up and went to get it myself. When I got back, he said, "You would really rather go get it yourself than give me a kiss?" Okay, he's an asshole. To me, I felt like that was wildly disrespectful and selfish because it wasn't about the kiss. I kiss him all the time, but I didn't feel like I should have had to do it for him to get medicine for me. It wasn't the right time for that kind of play anymore. I feel like once he knew I needed it and asked him to grab it, he should have stopped messing around. I asked him because I've been super weak and tired and figured surely he'll just grab it for me, especially after yesterday, my first day back in the office. And I drive over an hour for work and was exhausted. Literally all I wanted for him to say is, "I'm sorry, babe. It wasn't the right time for me to play like that." He says I'm blowing things up because all you had to do is give me a peck, and it wasn't suffocating on that. If I was, it would have been different.
Okay, but why did it matter that much to him? Like, why was he still insisting?
No,
because that was stupid. This whole thing is stupid.
Both of them sound exhausting.
Right.
Like, what?
Just get up.
And go get it.
If he's being stupid, I would have just been like, okay, whatever, I'm over this, and just gotten up.
Or just give him a peck. Like,
or just, yeah.
What?
But also, like, that's probably what I would have done, because I'm just like, whatever, I just want you to get this for me.
Exactly.
So, like, whatever.
Like,
and we're already joking, but...
He's like, "Y'all are both stubborn about the stupidest thing," which was a kiss.
Yeah, they're both in the wrong. They both just, like...
Everyone's an asshole.
We're rubbing heads about that for no reason.
It's so stupid. Everyone's saying not the asshole, but I feel like everyone's the asshole, because why did you, if you needed the inhaler, why did you let it continue that long?
Like, I get she was tired, but you're not really that tired.
No,
like, if
nah.
you really need it, just go.
Like, girl, if I can't take a breath, I'm gonna be sprinting to my car even more out of breath.
Yeah.
Take it. why was it in your car? You know what? So many questions.
I'm over it.
I was like, why was it in your car if you need it? Why wouldn't it have been next to you? He's an idiot. Cause
I truly just felt like he couldn't read the situation. Like, he was still thinking, like, why won't you just give me a kiss?
I think he was playful until he doubled down on it and she came back.
Yes. They were both acting weird in that situation.
Bro, you're almost 30. Grow up.
Right.
You're 27 and 30.
That's funny.
I don't mean to sound rude, but yeah, grow up. Like,
that's true.
There's no point of that. But guys, this was the episode for today. I hope you enjoyed 20 somethings. And you guys can no problem. You can find Colette in the link in the description below if you have any social medias or work you want to link.
Yes.
She is an engineer at Bravo Ocean.
Engineer, singer, producer.
Period.
And more. Coming soon.
Ooh, I'm excited. So. Okay, I didn't know about the and more part.
Well, I am working on another title. I won't say that I am that thing yet, though.
Okay.
But yes.
Next time she's on the podcast, she'll be that title.
Yeah. Next time.
Yeah. Okay.
Only going up, you know.
Exactly. Only going up from here. But thank you for listening in. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm Desiree.
Colette.
And even though mics aren't stands, I'm going to do a mic drop in honor of Nia. So, mic drop. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Yay.
Well, we've done it. You know, it would be really funny.
I have no track of time. I don't know how long.
People who say that this isn't any business of the President of the United States. And